How's it going, guys? It's Mr. Lone Wolf, and today I got a few more missions ticked off the list for Sojourn. One of them's in the background. There's a semi-truck I've got to drive later to the other side of the, well, the next island to build a base. Yeah, the first one I'm doing is this explore areas of potential historical interest, where you got to go to 3 different locations and then scan the area and all the rest of it. I'm not too keen on these missions. I don't mind like driving over there and scan it. Driving over like to the general location. Hitting the objective scanner thing is a little bit hit and miss. I think there's probably a couple of ways they could improve it a little bit. You just don't know if, like, sometimes you get lucky and you find it in the first 10 seconds. Other times you might drive around for 10 minutes just pinging the thing, and you don't really know if you're getting any closer or what's going on. I think one potential way they could improve it is, say like the circle that you're scanning in sort of coloured yellow, if and when you fire the objective scanner off, if it, I don't know, like left some kind of mark on the circle, the area you're scanning, so you actually could look and just go, oh, I have been over there, then I have scanned that area. Yeah, it's not the end of the world though. I mean, it's an excuse to go driving around kind of in the middle of nowhere, really. To be fair as well, in like my fault, I knew as well, not accident, but I brought the crap standard Land Rover that you get, which overall isn't bad, but once you buy the proper one that has snorkels and all the rest of it, yeah, you can just tell this thing's a little bit lackluster by comparison. And yeah, apologies in advance if I'm a bit more yappy than normal. I've been up for about 40 hours because I tried going to bed and then the guy turned up first thing in the morning to put the internet thing in, which I've finally got it up and running. It only took about 5-6 hours. Everything I read about the reviews, everyone said, yeah, it's great, apart from setting it up process is a bit of a pain. And I sort of was thinking, like, what do they mean? Because everyone else's internet I've known they've ever got, they just run a cable in and plug it into like a modem box thing, whatever. This one's, yeah, it's got like a white box bolted to the wall. And then I've got these 2 nodes. One's supposed to be a parent node, and one's a child node. And then the thing's calling it a router. They've got different lights on them, and it never specifies. It's like, as long as the light's on. But there's purple, yellow, red, blue, all kinds of lights. Yeah, after several hours, eventually got them all linked up. And it is working. I bought... Oh, I'll tell you in a minute. That was the first location. Yeah, I left a little bit in to show you. That's what she said. When you go to the first one, I'll definitely go to the one that starts at like the Eastern Tunnel, which is where you start this map. You see, like, this is why I should have brought the one with the snorkels, so I went back. Yeah, you want to carry on north once you find the first bit, because as you can see, there's like steps, there's sort of like shelves to the mountain, and you need to be like on the higher one, otherwise you can't really get to where you're going. As you drive north towards the second one, you just need to take a sharp left, and there's like a hill here that it's pretty easy to spot. Yeah, again, just gets you up to the next shelf. You see what I mean though? You're driving around pinging this objective scanner, but you don't know if you're making progress, you don't know if you're driving further away from the objective or coming closer to it. Yeah, so it's a little bit hit and miss, like I say. Sometimes I've had alright times with these kind of missions, other times it's just start rolling your eyeballs after 5-10 minutes, like, God's sake, I don't even know if I'm gaining ground or not. But eventually, the second one, you can see there's like a pile of ruins that is a pretty good indication of, like, oh, that's where I'm heading, because you're looking for historical items, so that kind of makes sense. But then they kind of, you find ruins near the third one that sort of seems like it's a little bit of an attempt to throw you off. Yeah, it's those bloody things, whatever that is. I think they're the same thing 3 times. What I do like though, when I was driving through here, see like the ripples going off as I was, yeah, like just saying, the game, especially when it's nice and bright and sunny, they, the graphics and all the rest of it are really good in this. I definitely like that. Yeah, heading to the third one, again, you kind of want to stay on the upper shelf. I've just drove north again, cutting across here. Luckily with the third one, well, you can see where like this river's appearing from, you'll see it in a minute, it's over to the left. There's kind of like, I don't know, there's a little sort of gap in the mountains, and then you can see, yeah, loads of land behind it. It's kind of very, narrows it down, and you want to head that way. You can see to the right of the screen though, there are ruins that I was originally heading towards. So yeah, well the circle starts now, so I already thought, right, well I'm out the circle. Yeah, it's just down here though. At the end of this, like not too much longer now, I just put little flags everywhere to sort of show you where the actual locations are. Yeah, when I got the internet, I bought what's it called, Roadcraft 2, because I was thinking, like, now I've got it, I don't even know what to do to test the download speeds or whatever. It does appear it's around 400. When I first got the PC and I downloaded World of Tanks Blitz, it took like an hour and a half or something, and I was like, what the hell, I didn't think it was going to take this long. By comparison, I think Wreckfest 2 is a smaller game, it's like 11 gigs or something, but it took about 3 minutes to download, so yeah, that's more like it. That was the first flag. See there, like, you want to take a hard left and go up to the next step. That's the second historical marker, and it was quite a big circle for that one, so there was quite a lot of like driving around aimlessly wondering where it is. It's about level with the construction depot, to give you some sort of perspective, and then yeah, you can see where it's like almost narrows off, but then there's like this little bit that opens up, and that's the third one, about level with the substation. So yeah, if you just want to kind of know where they are and skip that a little bit quicker. Next up with the loaf, had to, Kelly was saying, drive south and inspect like the southern route, take a drive along the southern route, look for the yacht club thing. It's like, I'll go this way, turn in circle though. Like, well, I'll just have to smash a few fences. Ringing Kelly up like, yep, we found the yacht club. That hurricane did a serious number on these fences. Like, what? There was no hurricane. Like, yeah, that was the name of a bull that escaped. Started smashing fences. Trust me, the loaf wouldn't make such a thing up. Yeah, this is the apparent, what's it called? Blue Water Yacht Club. It's got blue water in quotes, as if it's not quite blue water. I would argue it is blue water, but it is not a yacht club. Looking around, it's more like a old fishing boat club. Really? I don't know if I'm not sure I count them as yachts. But anyway, apparently it was worth a view. And then, yeah, I could have gone left and followed the roads, but I wanted to go right, follow the coast along. Again, I've chopped quite a lot of bits and bobs out, which is giving you a rough idea of where I'm going. And you can see in the background all the big cranes and all the rest of it. There's like the port that's in the bottom right of the map, basically. I'm heading towards there. Not really sure why it said deep water now, because I suppose it's the waves washing in, but I would like a loaf with a better snorkel though. That's one thing, it sort of works in your advantage and not. In this game, like, there's no path to upgrade vehicles. Like, obviously you've got the rusty version and the better version, but once you buy the better version, you've not got the, by the way, look at the turn-in circle. It's perfectly following that line. I liked it. Yeah, you've got no, once you've got the rusty version and the good version, the rusty version's semi-useless. But you've got no upgrade path for, yeah, I'd like to stick a snorkel on the loaf. Kelly popped up saying something was fun. This is the semi-truck tank thing I've got to take over. Basically quite close to where I've just got the loaf, exploring that southern route. Thankfully though, once you do explore the southern route, it removes a lot of clouds, which I've spent quite a lot of time kind of off video, driving around and covering clouds. And that kind of helped. Yeah, just randomly when I was driving this thing, I went into the interior view, and I'm not very good at driving interior view. I'm not very accustomed to it versus like I like third person. I have found though in various vehicles it seems very iffy to steer, whereas this actually felt pretty nice to drive in interior view. Felt pretty sort of natural and I don't know, quite like it doesn't feel like it oversteers and sort of like the camera's sort of catching up with you and you feel a bit disorientated as you're swerving around corners. It was actually alright. Yeah, this map as well, a few people have said like it's quite a good map for semi-trucks in general, and I agree, I do quite like the way it plays out because there's definitely some serious off-road sections. I mean, you've got bits like this. I've gone off to the right in the bowhead and I was building bridges and all whatnot, just where I went with a historical interest thing was like a lot of off-roading, but then you've also got a set of roads that are just, reminds me a little bit in some ways like Black River in SnowRunner, where you had the road, so if you got early game trucks and all the rest of it, you do have longer ways around the map, but that a highway truck could handle, and then as and when you get better stuff or whatever, you fancy a bit more of a challenge, you could actually take slightly iffier route, to say the least. Little view, that's the drawbridge thing, just sort of behind me that I got unlocked yesterday. And this one, turning right, heading south, you can see in the distance, over to say to the right of the screen, there's the that's the yacht club thing. And yeah, where I just drove the loaf, like searched the second area where I did the, you sort of turned along the line perfectly. That's basically where I'm heading, the base is next door to that. There is another base on this map as well, at the top on the second island, called River Base. I drove to it, just messing around with the Hummer a little bit later, but there's not a mission yet to unlock it. And yeah, I went right with the loaf down to the yacht club. This is now like the main road going left. You could go through some oil fields and all the rest of it, and to the port. But yeah, overall, this is genuinely quite a nice truck to drive. I think having the tanker kind of helps it when you turn in. I don't know, I think it helps keep it all sort of aligned more. Felt, yeah, quite good in an interior view. Yeah, the loaf is to the left of me now, like next door. I'll be using him in a minute. Establish the next operating base at the harbour. There he is, goddamn professional. And then I just left this bit in because I was originally bringing the Hummer over to the second island, and I remember looking in the achievements saying there's an achievement called Juicing, and it says you've got to like destroy the harvest of oranges or something. I went driving around, there's 2 farms of oranges for one. Yeah, I started ramming the trees over. I found eventually it was kind of quicker if you just sit there and fire winches out all over the place. It only takes about a second to tip each tree. Still takes a bloody long time though, and yeah, part of the reason I wanted to leave it in is when I got the first farmland cleared of oranges, it didn't ping up the achievement, and obviously at that point you kind of sunk quite a bit of time into it, and at that point it's like the sunken cost fallacy thing, and do I just abort mission and try it again next time? But I don't know if, like, now I'm editing, when I load the game up next, it'll all the trees will be back. So that was the last little patch of trees I had to do. And I don't know if looking bird's eye view on the map and coming back, but I drew a little flag over there because I was going to start running more over. And in the bottom right, you can see it says Juicing. Yeah, it took a while. Probably took a good half an hour to an hour. And I'll just show you quickly. The first farm I did was this one because it's called Orange Farm. So I kind of fit that bit's ploughed, but there was trees there, all across here, and all in these farms down here. So that probably took getting on half an hour. Although pulling them over with winches would be a bit quicker. And over here, these are the only bits I've got left. All of this, smashed all those orange trees down. And then, yeah, I was just driving over to get the last ones. For whatever reason, the achievement pinged. But yeah, for anyone that's after it, I just thought I'd let you know that's how I did it. Yeah, this is the river base. I just left this because I was kind of, again, uncovering some clouds and all the rest of it. Jumped off, had a bit of a lucky landing. Bounced back on my roof. See, loaf trained. Goddamn professional. Yeah, again, this is a river base. There's my little midget wheelbarrow thing. But there's no mission. Some bases on other maps, you just drive to them and it sort of automatically unlocks them. So that's what I was hoping for. But it wasn't to be. Pretty nice view though. Another one was planning a route from the yacht club to the port. Pretty easy. I was going to go straight north, but it said about like the angle they come out of that garage. It's not worth it. It's the long rear wheel drive Azov things. But the route overall is pretty easy, so cut most of it out. Yeah, it's these things which are rear wheel drive. You can see in the background now there's 3 motors kind of stacked up that I'm going to have to pick up pretty soon. They're flashing up there. And yeah, on the other side, they go a little bit wider than the line, so you probably want to cut it a little bit tighter. I had to adjust it a little bit because they were hitting the outside wall. But apart from that, it was worth doing because I got 6 fuel out of it, and I only had 2 before that, so I was running a bit low. Next one is clear the driveways at the port. There's 2 sections though, and you've only got 1 crane, which is not the end of the world. I just sent in the loaf for the other one. Again, I'll cut most of this out. I just left this bit in just in case anyone doesn't know that you can actually get the crates through sideways, but you've got to be more precise. But you're not just stuck like in between the legs. That's definitely what she said. Yeah, you can actually kind of move the crane section out to the side. Get these out of the way. There's one going through sideways. Once that's gone, the yellow box disappears. Yeah, the next one's a bunch of pipes here, which, like I said, I had the loaf basically in the yard, sort of next door at this point. Kelly's already planning on stealing the pipes. I agree, if I can cash them in. for some money. Or, well, I'm going to build a steel pipes facility later, so that's another thing that I'll be able to get quite a few steel pipes out of these. I mean, yeah, goddamn horse though, push them. Once the orange triangles go, it kind of counts it as they're out the way. I'm not sure at this point if I'm blocking anything else, but I don't think I am. And then, yeah, shove these ones out the way. See, Loaf's so good, he almost tried rallying over them. That's how good the Loaf is at climbing things. Pipe's about as tall as him. And then that's mission complete, but those two cargo containers in the background, so I'll quickly bump them out of the way. There's plenty of forklifts on this map, all over the place. I don't know how many there is in total. It's got to be like 20 or 30, maybe more. And I think they're worth like $5 each if you went and collected them all and took them to the construction zone. So I don't know if there's any like... I've definitely seen one toy truck. I don't know if there's any barrels or anything, but yeah, the amount of forklifts is quite a lot. Yeah, this is restoring the steel pipes facility. So there's a location it wants me to drop off 3 generator motor things. For that I recovered the mule to my new base, so that worked out. Again, Kelly justifying stealing some other stuff from the map. She's quite patronising. She's my kind of style. Yeah, grab these 3 generator motors. I'm the same place that Blue Water, yeah, yacht club, Blue Water fishing boat club. I actually thought the other day it wasn't on this map, but it'd be quite good to have a boat in this game, even if it was like some amphibious vehicle or whatever. It'd be quite interesting as well. Even if it didn't strictly do a hell of a lot, just for travelling. I think, you know, there's like a few rivers you could go up and down, and in this case you could kind of go off out into the sea. I'd like it if they were cleaner about getting rid of the clouds in some areas. Like when I uncovered this place down here, it took the clouds out quite nicely, but I only left this little bit in. I was keeping an eye on the tyres again. Like I am getting more convinced that they do wheel spin on roads more than sand, and you end up faster. Funny enough, that interior view of the semi-truck, that's the corner, by the way, the Loaf took. Again, apologies for rambling, but I've been awake a while. As I go down the hill onto the bridge in that semi-truck, you hear the revs build really high, and I think that was like the only patch of sand road I had where it sounded as if like I got more speed, so the engine sort of was revving like crazy to match it. This is the line I drew. There's some concrete in the way there. I just nudged it out of the way with a Loaf while I was off to move all those pipes, so not too difficult. I decided to come down here under the crane with the route I just cleared, but that was a bad idea because I didn't realise there's like a step down at this part. I just thought I could see a little bit of rubbish in the way, but I didn't realise there was like, yeah, a 6-foot drop going off. This thing as well, only rear wheel drive, doesn't help. It's kind of got its bumpers caught. That's another thing I think they could do with cleaning up the sharpness and harshness of bumpers in this game, because often even jumping off like fairly little slopes with the Scouts, like the Land Rover and the Hummer, they dig their bumper in really easily and then do like a forward roll, and only not all the way. They usually end up on their roof. I readjusted the route a little bit just to go round again where I cleared the pipes out with the goddamn horse, and yeah, steel pipes facility is now available. And then I've got repair the radio tower and explore some sinkholes, but I'll get to that another day. I need to get a bit of sleep. But it's also quite a nice view. It's the 3rd location of that historical event thing. But yeah, that's about it for today. I hope you've enjoyed. I hope that helps. Thanks for watching. Get yourself a loaf because he's a whopper, and I'll be back soon.